Hello and welcome to or back to my channel. My name is Leah and today I'm going to show you how to change a Dexcom G6 sensor. Okay, so the Dexcom G6 sensor is a continuous blood glucose monitor that is used more frequently with people who have diabetes to watch your blood sugars. I have hypoglycemia and that is why I use a Dexcom G6 sensor, and has been very helpful for me in managing my condition. So in order to change the sensor, it's actually pretty simple. You only need three things really. One is going to be your new sensor. The second thing is going to be alcohol swabs. And lastly is a Dexcom overpatch. Personally, I do not use Dexcom overpatches. I don't really need them, but I know that a lot of people use them or would like to use them, so I will include it in today's tutorial. Okay, so I got an alert this morning saying that my Dexcom sensor was no longer usable. It had run out of its time. It does this every 10 days. So every 10 days you need to place a new sensor, and I'll just go ahead and take mine out to show you how easy that process is. Okay, so my sensor is located right here on my abdomen. Today it's on the right side of my abdomen, so I will just take it off of here and I'll switch it over to my left side. To take it off is really simple. You can use alcohol wipes and kind of wipe around it in order to free up that sticky substance that holds the sensor on. But for me, it's never really that big of a deal. I just rip it off. That's literally just it. It leaves a little bit of a residue that you can clean off using alcohol or just soap and water in the shower. And this is what the sensor looks like once it has come off. I don't know if you can see here, but there is a little sensor piece right there. So the transmitter is inside of the sensor, and that needs to be taken out because you will be using your transmitter in your new sensor. The transmitter only gets replaced every 90 days, whereas the sensor gets replaced every 10. So you will be reusing that transmitter about 9 times. To take it out is really simple. You just kind of push down on this plastic part here, and it releases the transmitter. You just pull it out. It's that simple. Now you're going to take your alcohol prep pad or your alcohol swab, and we're going to clean the transmitter. Since it's been taken out of that old sensor, we just want to make sure it's nice and clean. And now we're going to decide where our next spot is. So for me, I'm going to place it on the left side. It was on my right, now I'm going to place it on the left side. And I am going to prep the area with another alcohol prep pad. I wear a lot of leggings, so I definitely don't want it to be underneath the band of my leggings, so I like to place it right above that. Okay, now while that is drying, I will prep my sensor. This is really easy to do. It just has a little pull tab here to come out of the packaging. There we go. Take the applicator out. Now you'll see that it has a protective sticker over this adhesive part, and it also has a number and a QR code. Now you're going to want to keep this sticker because you're going to need it when you register your new sensor on your phone. So very simple, you just remove the bottom and the top pieces of the sticker like so, and as you'll see, there is a safety tab here to keep you from pressing the button prematurely. So I like to leave that on until I'm ready to push the button. I will just place it, get my hair out of the way there, just place it where I want it, which is about right there. And I want to make sure the adhesive sticks pretty good. And then in order to push the button, you just break this tab off, like so. And you don't want to push it in too hard. The sensor just needs to sit under the skin. So just kind of loosely hold it to your skin and just push the button. Now when you release it, the sensor, there it is. It's that simple. So now we're going to take our transmitter, which we already cleaned, and we're going to place it into the new sensor. So there's a lip on the transmitter. I don't know if you can see that. That lip is going to sit right here and then you're just gonna push it in. You might hear a little click, and you just wanna make sure that it is flush to the plastic piece all the way around. And now it is inserted. Now, if you would like to place the over patch, now is the time to do it. You just take off the back sticker and you would place it on like so. This is just an extra level of protection to make sure that it lasts the full 10 days. Although personally, I never use this because I don't really have a problem with the adhesive that Dexcom provides. So I will not be placing that, but that is how you would do that. Now I'm gonna show you how to put your code, which is what you kept here on your sticker, into your phone to register the new sensor. Now I'm going to show you using my own phone how we're going to input the new sensor code. So you're just going to start with the Dexcom G6 app, open that up. You're going to select new sensor, and now it's going to ask for the sensor code. There's two different ways that you can do this. You can enter code and just, you can enter code. You can either take photo or enter manually. If you choose to enter manually, you'll be asked for the 4 numbers on the code, which is right here. Or you can choose to take photo, and what it's going to do is it's just wanting you to take a photo of that little QR code there. So now it's going to tell you to attach the sensor. We have already done that, and I always attach it before this step, but if you have not attached it, you can do that now. So then you'll hit next, and then you will hit start sensor. This will now start the 2-hour warm-up time that is required for Dexcom. After the 2 hours, you will start to receive readings. And that's how easy it is. Few little things that I wanted to add in here. Number 1, does it hurt? Not generally. I would say 9 out of 10 times I don't even really realize that it's gone in. It's very simple, but every once in a while you will hit just the right spot and it will pinch a little bit, but I wouldn't really say it hurts. Occasionally you might get a little tiny bit of blood, but it's very, very rare. I've been wearing this for a couple years now and I've only ever had blood once, so pretty rare. The other thing is, where can you place the sensor? As you saw, I did place it on my abdomen. From what I understand, the only other place that's actually approved would be your upper arm. So most people will place it on the inside upper arm. I do use that occasionally. However, anytime that the sensor has pressure applied to it, it tends to misread. Because of the way I sleep at night, I usually kind of lay on my arm and I trigger a lot of false alarms through the night, so I would much rather have it on my stomach. Whereas if you were a stomach sleeper, you might prefer to have it on your inner arm. It just kind of depends on where you want it. I know other people that have done it on the outer thigh. There's not a lot of places that you really can't place it. I've seen it placed on the chest, people placing it on their lower back. The only problem with this is that Dexcom may or may not replace it if you end up having a problem with that sensor. The sensors are pretty expensive and I definitely want Dexcom to replace it if need be, so I like to keep it in the places that Dexcom approves, which is going to be your abdomen and your upper arm. Also, as far as showering or swimming with the sensor, I'm a huge swimmer. I love to swim. I probably go about 2 times a week. And also with showering, there's no problem with the Dexcom sensor. I have never lost a sensor because of swimming too much or being in the water. I have lost sensors from accidentally, like if you're holding a child, a baby might like kick it off, or if you have it on your upper arm and you walk too closely through a doorway, you may lose a sensor that way. But as far as just from being in the water, I've never had a problem with that. So I really don't think you have to worry about that. There's not really anything you can't do with the sensor. The only things that you would want to be very cautious with would be like going into a sauna or a very hot and humid place like that. Another issue might be if you are doing some kind of imaging, such as an MRI, you would likely have to remove the sensor. I have had x-rays with the sensor on and I've never had issues with that, so just be sure that you talk to the doctor that is doing your imaging and see if that's going to be an issue. Also, Dexcom says that you should not be taking acetaminophen, also known as Tylenol, when you have the sensor in. They recommend only taking ibuprofen so that the readings aren't affected. But other than that, you can live total normal life with a Dexcom. It is a million times better than poking your fingers multiple times throughout the day. If you're curious as to if the Dexcom is accurate, the answer is yes. It is very accurate, but sometimes you will get a sensor that is inaccurate, or you will lay on the sensor or have pressure placed on the sensor in which the readings are inaccurate. You can actually calibrate a Dexcom. It's right there within the app. You would take your blood sugar reading and you would place it into the app, and it helps to calibrate the sensor. Every once in a while though, sensors are not perfect, so every once in a while you may need to contact the company to get a new sensor if yours is not working. This has happened to me several times now. The company has always been really great and sent out a replacement within a reasonable amount of time, usually within a few days. All right, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something, and if you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave them down below. Bye.